possible that's got the X Games at. There's so much going on out here. But back over here at the dirt course, BMX dirt final. 6 riders in the lineup here. 3 runs. It's the best run that counts. Kevin, who are you liking going into this final round?
This is definitely a stacked final right here. Kyle Boldock in the finals a month ago dislocated his finger, put it back in himself, and it's his brake hand. So it's the hand that he uses to grab his brake, but he's in there.
It's going to be an interesting final for sure. The 3rd set of BMX hardware we're going to hand out here this weekend. It's coming your way here momentarily, but before we get to that, let's take a look back at some action that went down last night as Ford presents today's best. Actually, taking a look back at the action earlier today, Chris Doyle here.
Table 3, big turn down 3 to late tabletop. Chris Doyle putting it down. Ben Wallace with a big look back 360 to tuck no-handed 3. And of course, Pat Casey. Check the slash jump off. Big truck gyro to late double tail whip. Key factor here is keeping your feet on those pedals, maintaining your speed.
And did you see that graphic? That's another valid point here. This is his first ever BMX dirt comp at the X Games, and he qualified first. We've seen him in park before, but this is the first time Pat Casey's ever been in dirt. And how about that? He qualifies first. We started off with T.J. Ellis. Watch out for big backflips and big front flip tricks.
Right there starts off the backflip tail whip. 3 in the step up. Yeah, with a tuck no-handed 3. Whoa!
I was wondering how he was going to maintain speed to get over that last set, but that was huge.
He just did a front flip tail whip. Amazing. Check this out. Front flip, whipping the bike around, catching it perfect. Didn't quite have enough speed, went for the can-can backflip. Cased right on the lip there.
Talk about rolling the dice at the end of the run. He almost got across, just got the back tire. Can't hang on. The difference here, though, from what we saw in round 1, they get 3 runs this time around. So you get an extra run. It's 3 runs. It's the best run that counts. The best possible run score that you can get out here today is a 100. So TJ going for broke there, but he's going to get 2 more cracks at it there, Kevin.
That's definitely the nice part. Is when you have 3 runs, you kind of have your throwaway run that you can kind of take a chance, give it out, then 2 more runs to save it.
Brandon Dosh recently relocated here to the Austin area. Silver medalist in this event last year in Brazil. Starts us off with a big 720.
720, pumping around that berm, up the step up. Double downside tail whip. Oppo 3.
Puts down the triple tail whip at the end of the run. So pretty much picking up where he left off in round 1.
Good, solid first run. Woo. That's always a nice feeling. When you have 3 runs, you like to come out your first run, put down a good, solid run, get the score on the board. It kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. You can start having some fun.
Yeah, double tail whips into that step up. And that's been a bit of a challenge for guys today, trying to maintain speed, coming through that step up and going into that second berm shot.
Triple tail whip. Lands perfect, doesn't case the lip at all.
So he slides into the top spot with an 87.
It's Crew Jones right here.
6'6".
Yeah.
Giving some props to Crew Jones there.
Crew Jones from the movie Red. That is awesome. I just got goosebumps.
So your defending gold medalist from last year, he squeaked into this final by virtue of his final run in round 1. And look at how he starts off here in the final, Kevin.
Kyle Boldock throwing it down, the front flip. That's a big chance taker right there. The double tail whip. See what he's got in the last set. Bar spin, back flip.
I think he got the monkey off his back there in that opening round, and now he's just going for broke. We saw him start off the runs with 720s, but he threw a bar spin into that 720 to start off this run. He's feeling good, and it's showing right now.
Like I said, riding with an injured finger doesn't seem to be affecting him much at all. Right here, look at this. Bar spin, 720. Pumping around that berm, going up the step up, front flip. when you're landing on that jump, you're going right into the berm, so you got to be ready to turn. And if you don't naturally turn to the left, it can be challenging.
And again, with that dislocated middle finger, I mean, it's been a month, but still, I mean, you're holding on to the handlebars, and that's the brake hand. See him hold it up. As you said earlier, he put it back in himself. That's still going to be tender for quite some time. And look at that score. We're into the 90s here in the final with a 92.33. That is a huge first run score.
Kids at home, don't put your finger back in yourself if it dislocates. Go to the doctors.
A veteran in the lineup. He's been competing at BMX Dirt all the way back since 1998. Look for the super smooth style here. Chris Doyle.
Bar spin to bar spin, back 360. Huge note for the can-can, taking both those legs, stick them over the top two. Yeah, and a nice tail whip 360. Casing a little bit. That one little case just affected his speed going into that last jump, and he knew it.
Well, he's still got a smile on his face, and again, with the format here in the final, you've got an additional run. You've got 3 runs this time around. Plus, you don't have to wait for 12 riders in the lineup to get your next run to come around. With only 6 guys in the lineup, the runs come a lot quicker. It's easier to stay warm, stay loose.
Right there, big chin Brit 3, cases just a little bit, which slows him down, tries to pedal to save that speed. Cases again. When you case the landing like that, it's hard to keep your feet on the pedals. It can blow your feet right off the pedals.
So this will definitely be a throwaway score for him. But like I said, he's been doing this since 1998. He owns 4 medals in this event, 2 bronze, 2 silver. He earned out 4 of those medals 4 years in a row, by the way. A little history on Chris Doyle, our second place qualifier coming out of round 1. He looked pretty solid in both of those runs. Another guy that's able to spin big tricks in both directions out of the UK. Talking about Ben Wallace.
You know he'd like to earn a medal. He doesn't have any medals yet in his X Games appearances.
Look how fast he's going to that still.
Oh! Going for the flip whip. Backflip tail whip on that jump, cruising into the corner that fast. That is a chance taker right there.
That would have been big if he was able to pull that. He had so much speed as he came around that first turn. He didn't pedal once through that first turn, and he had so much speed as he went through there. A tough break for Ben there. But again, 2 more runs to give it a go here in this final.
First run, so he'll be back out in his second run.
Your top qualifier out of round 1. Watch the rotational tricks. Pat Casey coming into the step up.
Yeah, the nice chin Brit 360. Oh! Saves it, hangs on.
We saw that trick in round 1 out of him. The truck driver to late double tail whip. Truck driver's a 360 when you spin the handlebars. And then he adds the late double tail whip at the end there. But clips the back tire. So Kyle Balbach's the high mark to beat thus far with a 92.33 as we await the scores here. For Pat, take a look at some replays.
Here we go. There's truck driver spinning the handlebars around to late double tail whip. See right there, his feet aren't on the pedals yet, and then he clips his back wheel so it bounces your feet off the pedals. He was able to hang on and ride away.
I was going to say, give him credit on that one. His feet never did touch the ground. They were close. He never dabbed a foot, though. He ended up riding that one out. It's good enough to slide him into 3rd right now. We've completed run 1 of 3 here in the final. Take a look at this massive crowd out here on hand at Circuit of the Americas. But at the end of round 1 of 3 here, your defending gold medalist on top, Brandon Dosh sitting in 2nd, and Pat Casey sitting in 3rd with 2 more runs to come. Time now for Pure Adrenaline, presented by Geico.
Pure Adrenaline, presented by Geico.
There's a new generation of verse skaters, you know, Jimmy.
Defending gold medalist from last year in Brazil, Kyle Balbach, is in that top spot as we go to the top of the order here. TJ Ellis currently outside of podium at this point, sitting in 4th. If he can clean up just a little bit here at the end of the run, he could crack up into that top 3.
You know, his best place so far in X Games is 5th place, so I know he'd like to earn himself a medal. 360, keeping his speed.
Yeah,
going for the tuck, never handed. He didn't quite extend it.
There's that front flip tail whip again. Oh,
TJ, that front flip tail whip again.
Let's knock the wind out of him, so maybe just a little winded there. Just TJ.
Sometimes you just gotta lay there and collect your thoughts.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta lay there for a second. Just collect yourself. Take a deep breath.
And at the same time, too, sometimes when you crash, it takes a second for it to set in. You think you're okay, and then you kind of got to lay there and let it kind of manifest and see what happens.
Well, you know, another thing, too, with the heat out here, the fatigue factor plays in as well.
It is so hot for these guys to ride.
So we'll give TJ a minute to recompose himself here. We'll come back with more BMX Dirt. TJ Ellis take his second run and go down pretty hard on an attempt on a front flip tail whip. And he was able to get up, gives the crowd a wave, and he was able to walk away under his own power. So good news there, able to see TJ walking away from that one. Look at the replay of the crash here.
Right there, the front flip tail whip. See it coming around right there. His feet just can't catch the pedal. Feet get tangled up in the bike. TJ, a true competitor, true warrior. He can handle the adversity. He gets up, just glad he's okay, and he's walking away.
Now you see this course here, it's extremely challenging. It's hard to tell looking at it when you're watching this at home, but it's a downhill course, which is the first time we've ever had this out here at a BMX Dirt competition at the X Games. These jumps are huge, so the course is very, very challenging for these riders as we bring in Brandon Dosh.
Brandon Dosh firing off the big Cork 7 right out of the gate. Yeah, the Oppo 3. Got still the last one. Pulling it clean, good solid run.
Well, he's sticking with the format that's worked for him so far. He's sitting in second by virtue of his first run score with an 87.66. He was silver medalist last year in Foz do Iguaçu, Brazil.
Check it out right here. Drops in. 720. Yes. Comes around perfect.
Sticking with the opposite 720 line.
Yeah. The triple whip on the last set.
And again, with the challenges on the course, you talk about the speed. You come around that first berm shot there, then you're going into a step up. We've seen a lot of guys lose speed coming through that line. You have to get a perfect landing. And then as you go into that last hit, you've got a 9-foot lip going into a 27-foot gap. On top of all those challenges, you have to throw the wind into the equation as well.
Wind and the heat. The heat is definitely playing a factor. This is without a doubt the hardest dirt course ever in the history of BMX Dirt at X Games.
See Brandon taking the time to stop and sign a few autographs. Judges are obviously talking this one over as we're still waiting on scores here for Brandon. The high mark to beat Kyle Ballbach with that 92.33. If you're going to jump into podium contention, you need an 86 flat or better. As of right now, Pat Casey sitting in third. So as we await the score for Brandon, let's check in with our head judge, Matt Hoffman. Matt, what are you guys looking at right now that's a determination in this score?
Oh, there's so many factors. Just how smooth they are. They have to be smooth and they have to go big. There's like, I mean, there's so many close calls here. You know, you have to have a lot of variety too. Some of the guys have everything, but just maybe do a couple repeat tricks and stuff. So it's a tough call, but these guys are the best in the world. So we got the best judges in the world.
There you go, Matt Hoffman, our head judge there, and they give Brandon a higher score than what we saw in round one. He gets an 88.33. However, that will keep him in the silver medal position as of right now. Your current leader, he's got an injury to that left hand. It's the middle finger. He dislocated about a month ago. It's still pretty tender. It's on the break hand, but it has not bothered this guy at all. Look at that first one scoring 92.33. He is on point here in the final.
Starts off the flip whip on the first jump. Just pump around the berm, maintain his speed. Yeah, with a double tail whip. Oh! That is so insane to me. He leads leads with his head and straightens out his body, and he's counter-looking. He's looking up. He's counter-looking for the rotation. He's spinning.
At one point, he's completely laid out flat. He's parallel to the ground on that one.
There's a double tail in perfect speed. Watch this. He lawn darts. He like a lawn dart. He just sticks his head out, drags himself over the distance. Look at this.
He's completely straightened himself out.
Oh, that finger not affecting whatsoever. It's on his brake head. You notice his brakes are on the left side. Europe, being over from Europe, they run their brakes on the opposite side as we do over here in the United States.
So 89.66, the better run's going to be the first run score. However, he's still in the lead. Chris Doyle had a slip up there in round one. I doubt you'll see that again here. He's extremely consistent. Check out the super smooth style.
There's that big no-footed kick and those long legs stretching out over that top tube. 360 tail whip, huge table three. The massive turn down three and pulls it clean. No clip in that time. He maintained his speed. Good solid run. He's got a smile on his face. Doing it for King Bikes. He's a happy guy.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Give him the shout out there. What's up, Pittsburgh? He says.
Crosby, I love you. Hi, Mom.
Oh, 80.66 we saw out of him in that first round. And that was with the fall, so this is definitely going to be a major improvement in the score.
Massive turn down three, clicking it well past 180 degrees.
So you need an 86 flat or better to jump into bronze medal position. And Chris Doyle has done it at 86.66. So he slides into a bronze medal spot. He has 2 bronze medals in years past in this event. He also owns 2 silvers, but he's edged Pat Casey down into 4th. 2 riders left to go here in round 2 of 3 here. BMX Dirt Final. Ben Wallace starting off with a big XF 360.
He is cruising. He gets so much speed out of that first jump.
And an off-axis flip going into that step up. 2 more jumps to go.
Yeah, the big no-handed backflip on the last set lands smooth.
So he's got one down here. Remember, he had that step-up crash in the first run. He's down at the bottom of the pack right now with a 76.33. See Kyle Baldock getting the golf cart ride back to the top of the course, interacting with the fans. There's so many people in the grandstands out here, but then you've got so many people that are lining the track.
The support,
huge crowd out here.
Yeah, the support from Austin has been amazing. So crazy how many people have turned out. There's actually an RV from New Mexico that said X Games bound.
And looking in the background, see the big air ramp. We've got GoPro BMX Big Air coming up tonight. There were massive crowds. The entire hill back there was full, extending all the way back from that VIP tent all the way into the X Fest. I cannot remember the last time I've seen an X Games that crowd. I mean, potential record crowds out here. So Ben Wallace with an 89 flat jumps from 6th all the way up into 2nd. So he undid the work that Chris Doyle just did to slide into 3rd. So now Brandon Dosh slides down to bronze. Keep in mind, Pat Casey still has another run, and then we go into the 3rd and final run. So it's far from over yet. This is your top qualifier from round 1, Pat Casey.
Oh, it's slipping off the... Again, couldn't get that foot on that pedal. You've seen that a lot today. Guys just aren't able to lock that foot in on that pedal.
Tough break for Pat there.
Decade 360.
Yeah. Just can't hang on that one. And he's in 5th right now with an 86 flat from his first run. So it's all going to come down to that last round. Plenty more X Games Austin today at 2 Eastern on ABC. Events include Rallycross, Skateboard Park Final, and Moto X Speed and Style. And at 8 on ESPN, it's the Moto X Freestyle Final and GoPro BMX Big Air Final. That's all here today at X Games Austin. So one more round to go. Your defending gold medalist from last year, Kyle Baldock, still in the driver's seat with that 92.33. Ben Wallace with a huge 2nd run slides into a silver medal position. And Brandon Dosh, your silver medalist from last year in Foz do Iguaçu, Brazil, currently sitting in the bronze. However, it is best run that counts, so it's still all up for grabs here in this last run. TJ Ellis took a nasty Almost he crashed there in round 2. He's back up, he's primed, he's ready for more. Kevin, do you think we'll see that front flip tail whip one more time?
Oh, I know TJ very well, and I know he's going to throw it down. When he has to deliver, he will deliver. Coming off of a second place from the Dreamline dirt contest, one of the biggest contests there is to help support get in here to X Games.
Here we go.
Yeah, coming around smooth, lands that perfect. Here it is.
Gets it down. Just slips the pedals. But listen to the roar from that crowd. You know what? Props to him, too. That was a pretty heavy crash he took earlier. He stung himself pretty good. And, you know, when you see the body language when he walked away there with Barry Zaritsky earlier, you know, props to him for getting up and taking this run.
Right here. Front flip, tail whip. Just couldn't catch the pedals. At that point, can't commit to jump that jump. He's out there having a good time. The fans love it.
You know, and again, I mean, it is no small task to make it even into this six-man funnel. Remember, we started this off today with 12 athletes in round 1, and with a challenging course, the size of the jumps, the downhill speed, the wind, the heat, you know, props to him for even making it into the 6 cut, and he'll finish out with his best run score being that 82 that we saw in round 1. Brandon Dosh, he was in a silver medal position. He's been bumped down to the bronze. He's got one more chance to try to counter back here. Returning silver medalist from last year at the Brazil event down in Foz do Iguaçu. New Austin resident this year, just moved to the area in January of this year.
Such a huge BMX scene here in Austin. Oh, going for broke right out of the gate.
3 rotations there, trying to spin the 1080.
1080 on the first jump. That is a huge gamble.
He knew he needed something big. He'd been spinning the opposite 720s all day. Been working out for him. He said, you know what, I'm going to up the ante here. Tried to throw the 1080 into the mix. He's still in a medal contention at this point.
Absolutely.
Still have 4 more riders to go, but he's still in a medal at this point in time.
And when you hear us say opposite, that means when they're going their unnatural direction. It's like a baseball pitcher pitching with his wrong hand. You know, it doesn't feel natural. It's uncomfortable. And a lot of these guys are really working hard to making it look as seamless as possible.
The only rider to score in the 90s out here today in this final round, a 92.33, his first run score. Kyle Balbach got the gold medal at this event in Brazil last year, doubled up. He got a gold in dirt, he got a gold in park, and then came back to park in Barcelona, didn't do too well, and then we didn't see him in park in Germany. But he's looking to add some more gold here today. He's in the driver's seat. There's still a couple more riders to go after him, but he's currently the top guy to beat with that 92.33.
As we said, riding with an injured finger on his left hand, his left middle finger dislocated about a month ago, but doesn't seem to be affecting him today.
3 tricks and 1 to start it off.
Lots of speed coming into that second burn. The whip landed perfect. And there it is again.
That had to be the biggest one he's done all day.
I could watch that all day long. That is truly amazing.
But that height-wise, that had to be the biggest one that he's done all day.
And watch where he landed. Look at that. Back up to left bar spin. 3 tricks in 1.
Truck driver into the step up.
Downside whip, double whip, landed perfect. He landed 6 feet past the lip. That's perfect.
So what do you think? 92.33 from the first round.
I'm gonna bump him up quite a bit. Yeah,
95. So he has added some breathing room to that already sizable lead that he has here. Kyle Baldock laying down. It's a crazy-looking front flip. Chris Doyle, just outside of the podium here, sitting in 4th.
comes out with a big no-footed can-can 360.
Hung up coming over that step up there, so that'll end his day.
You know, it seemed like that was his go-to trick on that jump every single time. He did the no-footed can-can and has done it perfect every time, and that time it just seemed to get away from him just a little bit.
No, just from the
Smiling, he's in the finals at X Games. Been with us since 1998.
2 riders left to go. Only one of them's outside of the top 3, so that means we know that Kyle Baldock and this gentleman, Ben Wallace, are going to get medals. But with these last 2 runs to go, the question is, what color will they be? Ben Wallace currently sitting in a silver medal position.
A massive no-handed 3.
Look at that corked out back foot going through that step-up line.
Big double downside whip. Huge no-handed backflip. I do not think it's going to be enough.
You think that 89 from run 2 is going to be the one that holds up? Well, he knows he's getting a medal because the only one that can be edged out at this point is Brandon Dosh sitting in that bronze.
I think Kyle is pretty safe where he is.
360 except to look back.
It's 3 tricks in 1. Stretching that no-handed flip out.
It's a great camera angle for that replay there. TJ Ellis, Ben Wallace, Kyle Baldock all waiting the scores here. So, he did improve a 90.33. So Ben Wallace cracks into the 90s. He's not going to overtake Kyle Baldock, but he's definitely made a case to try to solidify himself for that silver medal. So there's 1 rider left to go. He was your top qualifier coming into this final. He's currently sitting down in 5th place with a score of 86 from round 1, being his best. Can he crack into the top 3? Can he overtake the lead from Kyle Baldock? He needs a 95 or better to do it. This is Pat Casey.
Oh, the Decade 360 lands it smooth, maintaining his speed. Table 3.
What's he got over the left set? Oh! Took a face full of dirt on that lip. So with the crash, not going to be able to improve. See the other guys coming over, make sure he's okay. Giving him a pat on the back there. Pat Casey, one tough customer. Oh, the right hand was fumbling for the grip there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it looked like he took most of that on the left side of the face as opposed to just hitting it dead on with his face there. Still, that one stung him good.
His hand fumbling for that grip, just couldn't grab on. Up to that point, had a fantastic run going.
Oh, it's a ring.
Still has Park coming up on Sunday. So that means Kyle Baldock is going to add another dirt gold medal to his trophy case. The last 2 times we've had BMX dirt at the X Games, he's 2 for 2. Let's send it down
you guys jump
to
in.
Jordan Whitley, who's down there now with our winner and Pat Casey.
All right, you guys win Warriors of the Week. Pat, I have to ask you, how are you after that fall? It looks like it hurt.
Which one?
That last one.
The first one kind of hurt my back a little bit, like it's just burning right now. And then the second one, I was not expecting it. Just the landing just went boom, hit me in the face. So I'm okay. So.
Well, we're glad to know that you're okay. Let's bring in our gold medalist, Kyle. Where are you over here celebrating?
Hey, how are we?
The heat, your hurt finger, the wind, you hurt yourself again. How did you put it all together for the gold medal here?
I'm gonna have to admit, it was all the boys. Oh. God bless, that was it for me.
They were definitely pushing you. Can you take us through that last run?
Yeah, so the last run, we had, I had a good first run. I tried to make it as consistent as I could so I can, try and get in there and do whatever I can do and try and make it in top 3, That's what we're here for. And then the last run, I was like, everyone is going at it. It's my turn, I'm from Australia, we need to get that done. So I went out there, I did a fluid bar, I think it's a flip, but at the same time, they're all the best in the world. They can take it, so all it is, go out there, go as hard as I can, and we'll see what happens.
Congratulations, Kyle Baldock's first gold medal on U.S. soil. Celebrate.
Thank you.
It's his first gold medal on 3rd X Games medal overall, all 3 of them being gold. Kevin Robinson, final thoughts as we wrap it up.
That was their fantastic dirt.
Ben Wallace taking home the silver, his first ever X Games medal, and Kyle Baldock taking the gold. That wraps it up for us over here at the BMX Dirt Final. Now we send you over to Ford Rallycross with